things don't change. Thinking about the days we were young, when we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were young, we were younger. Nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. You touch me with your nothing, so let me give it back to you.
Singing as I stare from afar. I once knew someone who would sing where you are. So handsome, oh, you have your way, and it's making me weaken. You and your stylist, walking like that. It's really getting too much, but I can't pull back. Though I try to resist, I can't fight this. And no one makes me feel like you do. And no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. How I try to sleep, but you're deep in my mind. Got a hold of me. When I'm awake, I'm all blind. You and your magic, like infinite power. God knows I tried to resist, but you're pulling me closer. Oh, I gotta stay away, but you won't let me. No one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. And no one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. Hold on to hope, don't let go. Don't give up, there's rest for your weary soul. And time to heal, yet still you fight with what you're told. And hold on to your scars and wounds and paths of old. And I said, ooh. With
What's up, guys? Hey, welcome to this Monday. How we doing, Mike? We're doing good. Hey, this is a special training I'm really excited about today. Good to see your faces. I know we have people from over 150 countries just today for this special kind of blended training. I'll tell you what today's all about. First off, Joshua, good to see you. Elke, Jerry, Sadie, Michelle, Barbara Proctor, good to see you today. Melanie, how are you? What's up, Thomas? Hi, Hema. Good to see you today. Thanks for joining us. Delea, I hope I said that right. Good to see you today. Hey, Daniel Owen, look at that beautiful little baby. What's up? Hey, little one. You're going to learn a lot today. Might be a little over your head, but you'll grow into it. Don't worry about it. All right. JJ, good to see you. Okay, so let me tell you what today is. You probably know this. Okay, so raise your hand if you were at the World Summit. Raise your hand, put it at the World Summit. Oh my God, are you still feeling the buzz of that event? Do not let that fade. I'm holding on to it too, right? So today, this is a combo of our Project Next members, everybody who was at the World Summit, plus our Inner Circle, Mastermind members, all for a special day on implementation. Really just taking action. How do we get more done faster without interrupting the rest of our lives? You know, this is... I think it's overstated to say this is a crazy time in history, but this is a crazy time in history, right? And it's easy to get distracted, and it's easy to blame outside circumstances. It just is. I mean, let's just face it, that's kind of a trend right now. When you agree that it's someone else's fault and no one supports me, and let's just say it like it is. Can I just say something? Can I be really frank before we start this training today? Because I don't have a vast vocabulary. You guys know that. So let's just say it like it is. We all have shit. We all have something. We're all dealing with something. We've all dealt with something. We've all been let down by somebody. We all have the stuff that goes inside in here that we can tend to drive ourselves a little insane, right? We question ourselves. We don't feel strong enough. We feel inferior. We have imposter syndrome. We have a husband or a spouse or a partner that doesn't support us in the way you'd like to be supported. You have a friendship where you keep score way too much and it's back and forth even though you've been friends forever, or a family member. We let ourselves down. We let other people down while simultaneously we're inspired, motivated. We want to do more, be more, impact more. And sometimes that inner like tug of war is insanity. Can you guys feeling me on that? Right? So welcome to being human. Like, the part I want to share is we all have it at every level. If your back's against the wall and money's tight, you have a set of challenges. If money's okay and you're doing pretty well and you've kind of mastered the thing that you do and that's not a problem, but you know you are meant for another level and you're scared about the transition, welcome to being human. And if you're crushing it and you feel empty on the inside, the money's there, you've mastered something, but you know you're meant to serve, and it's a little confusing. Welcome to being human. Like, this is just the human condition, and what we decide to do with this amazing journey around the sun is our decision, is our choice. And I want to tell you, thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. Thank you for wanting to do more. Thank you for being here today. There's a million other things you could have been doing today than being here. I know that, and I don't take it lightly. It's why I prep. My journal is filled with notes. Oh, as a matter of fact, could you give me another journal, a Better Life journal as well? This one's filled, and I want to have a blank one. So today, what I wanted to do today is I wanted to not just give an entire, who's ever seen my productivity training, where I talk about binary thinking, like X's or O's, ones or zeros, black or white, yes or no, climbing or sliding, right? I wanted to do something today that really just like subtly, simple is good for me. I don't know about you guys, but I need something that is just gonna be a part, thank you, so be a part of what I do and not make it so big that you can never get to it. It's like New Year's Eve, when you go from not working out for a whole year, and then New Year's Eve you go 7 days a week, I'm all in, no more carbs, no more soda, gonna stop bread, I'm going 7 days a week and I'm gonna go at 5 a.m. Like, you go from nothing to trying to put everything on yourself, and then what happens by February 15th? You're enjoying a nice Coke with a a loaf of Italian bread after you woke up at 9 o'clock, right? Like we put so much on ourselves that we end up reverting back to where we were. And I really thought about it this weekend. Like I spent most of the day yesterday laying this out. Like, how do I simplify implementation? How do I make it so we get done with this training today and you go, oh, I can do that, right? Because as a part of self-education revolution, part of Inner Circle, what do we always say? And I don't want you to get numb to it. We need to become a culture of action, right? A culture of uncomfortable action, a culture of our own evolution, watching where we were last year compared to where we want to be, right? And the words I always use, right? We become a culture of progress. And you need to do that for yourself, because in so many times in life, you see, listen, we have so many people in so many areas just absolutely doing amazing. And sometimes when you see other people achieve, it's there as motivation, but sometimes it can be demotivating. Like, oh my God, they're crushing it. I don't have the time. I don't have the support. I'm not that good at reading. I have dyslexia. I have ADD. I have this, I have that. And it almost can deflate us a little bit when other people achieve great success. And that's why I love these families. I love this group. I love what we've created. I love Inner Circle. I love Self-Education Revolution, Project Next. Those were at World Summit. We get to lock arms with other people and support each other through this evolution so we can move forward. Because who succeeds, and I'd love for you to write this down. If you got a journal, and this is not, maybe someone else wrote this, but I wrote it down. I put 2 stars around it. But I was trying to think, who succeeds, right? Raise your hand if the World Summit was impactful to you. Right? Raise your hand if Project Next or KBB or Digital Product System is impactful to you guys. But who succeeds? Do you succeed just because you have real capabilities? Or do you succeed when you take action, right? So what I said, who succeeds? Those willing to do what others aren't. You should write that down today. Who succeeds? Those willing to do what other people aren't. Listen, you've heard me say it way too many times, but there's no such thing as a magical money machine. There's no such thing as getting rich for doing nothing, making impact on others, being the head of being a leader in your industry, right? Allowing people to learn from your journey in life and make great money doing it. It doesn't come easy, but it's insanely realistic when you have one of the fastest growing industries in the world, when you have life experiences, when the world realizes knowledge is the new currency, and people want to pay you to go faster in your area of expertise, your niche, or your dot. All the ingredients are there. So what's left? The person you looked at in the mirror this morning when you brushed your teeth. Like, that's who's left, right? So today, I figured I'm going to do this in I got a lot to cover in about 50 minutes. So you guys ready to learn on like steady speed today? You guys ready? Are you all in today? Because I'm here for you on a Monday. I had a pretty crazy Monday. In fact, I almost canceled today, and I was like, I can't. We're here. So I am all in. I canceled about all my meetings before this. I am completely present with you guys right now. So let's go. I like that. Who said that? Anthony. Let's go. Okay. So at the World Summit, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go back and forth, Mikey. At the World Summit, I started, and if you weren't at the World Summit, it's okay. This is self-explanatory in 2 minutes. Talked about a starting point of where you are or where you were when you started, and then where do you want to go? If this is a year from now, 5 years from now. So this is our journey. We don't want to be flat. We definitely don't want to go down, right? And at the World Summit, we talked about this journey of where you started, and maybe, you got Mastermind or Project Next, or you're part of KBB, and then once you got it, that was a big step. But then what happens after you get really excited and you get something new that's out of your comfort zone? What's the first thing that comes in about 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, 9 days? Some of you might be feeling it now after, the World Summit. You were like, World Summit, like, yes, I'm doing this. And then a week later, you're like, I am pretty sure I'm doing this. And then 3 weeks later, you're like, I am kind of doing this. And then a month later, it's like, what was I doing again? I'm going to be in that knowledge industry, right? Yeah, I see you, JJ. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Right? We all have that. And then 6 months from now, when you realize, holy shit, I slipped back into who I used to be, and who I used to be is kind of cool, but I know I was meant for more. And then you go, okay, let me go back online. What could I do? And you get this wave of roller coaster. And what I'm trying to do with Project Next Level, with this, with the trainings we're doing is let's get rid of the roller coaster. We don't have to go straight up, but we can't stay flat, because if you're not climbing, I believe you're sliding. There's no such thing as hovering, right? So how do we start this 45-degree angle to where we want to be? Our goals, our dreams, our desires, impact, next level, selling a course, mastermind, workshop, coaching, writing your book, launching your podcast. Well, how do we get there? Okay, so we start with capabilities, right? Maybe you get Project Next, part of the World Summit, and then all of a sudden that being deflated or kind of fading away happens. And what do we have to do to remember? We have to work on our mindset. And I want to circle this as the most important key to your success, because all the tools in the world mean crap if you tell yourself you can't, if you feel you won't, if you focus on your failures, not your accomplishments, if you focus on what you lost, not what you can gain, right? If you focus on what you're not good at rather than what you're amazing at. If you focus who doesn't support you rather than focus on who does support you, right? All these things, right? And then once you have the mindset, then all the other things, if you're in the self-education industry, you know, you focus on your dot and who you're going to serve it to, and hook, story, close, and getting your course up on mastermind.com and tweaking it to make it amazing, and then getting marketing there. And this is just the journey of where you want to go. Now, this could be in your relationships. This could be in your life, being a parent, right? Daniel, are you guys, is that your first one? Is that your first one? Yeah, can't wait for those parenting moments when you're like, oh, she's going to end up in therapy on that one. No, I'm just kidding. But it happens, right? As we evolve, you're going to be that time where you think you do it right. You put them in their room, they're in timeout, you go downstairs, you're like, that was dumb. That's not the way I should have handled that. Yeah, it's coming. So, but it's worth it a gazillion times over. You know what I tell people when they say to me, before they have a kid, and I have a lot of amazing young people that work for me, and they're thinking about kids, and they're like, but is it worth it? I'm like, I can't even explain to you how it's worth it. Like, I have one person that works for me, they love their dogs, and their password is their dogs, and they do everything with their dog. I'm like, you know how much you love your dog? It's like, oh my God, I love my dog so much. I'm like, times 100 billion. That's how much you're gonna love your kids. And all the stuff that goes wrong, it's worth every little bit of it. In fact, my little boy, Luca, is here today. If I see him walk by, Mike, maybe we can bring him later and say hi. Anyway, I digress. You guys are like family, so I share too much. But this is our journey, right? This is our journey to get to where we want to go. And if you look at it as this one little piece at a time, it doesn't seem overwhelming, because you need all these to get where you are. But the cool part is, and this is Tony Robbins' words, not mine, is we all overestimate what we can do in a year, and we all underestimate what we can do in 5. The next 5 years is going to go by anyway. We might as well be chipping away at these pieces, because what is our whole goal? I said this day one, but I'm going to remind you today. The whole goal is, no matter where you are, if you're starting here today, if you're just working on your mindset, or you got your dot, you know who you're selling it to, you got it up on Mastermind, you started your marketing, you made your first sale, you made your 20th sale, wherever you are, here or here, what is right here? Remember this, draw this for yourself. This is your gap. We all have a gap. Daniel, you guys, I keep picking on you because you happen to be right over the camera and I can see it, but wherever you are as a parent, you decided to get married or be together and have a baby, and then you have a baby, and then you're like, wow, I need to gain new capabilities, I want to have more time, I want to be more present, I should read more, should we put them in private school, or should we go to Montessori? Like, all these things are just gaining capabilities because there's a gap of the parent you are today and the parent you want to become. Is that true? I'd bet to say, everybody watching, you might be kick-ass parents, but would you like to be a little bit better parent? Right? You might be making great money. Would you like to make more money so you could give it away? You might understand the knowledge industry and you got your dot, but you don't know how to actually start cashing checks. Wherever you are in this journey, there's just a gap. So what takes away the craziness, the fear, the overwhelm is know that we all have gaps. We all have gaps. I mean, I'm really open and honest. I went through a divorce. I obviously had a gap in how to be involved in a perfect and an amazing, not perfect, but the best relationship possible, to support my spouse, to be somebody better. And after I went through a divorce and I worried about my kids and all that kind of crazy stuff, I obsessed on it. And I worked on filling that gap to become a better man, not just find someone to fill me up. I needed to become the man that attracted someone so I could fill this gap and be a real partner, a real significant other to somebody, be an example of what's possible. And because I obsessed on filling that gap, and I'm not perfect, I'm still working on it, I attracted the love of my life because I worked on the gap. If you want to get next level healthy, you have certain things, but there's a gap from where you are to where the health you want to be. Not trying to beat a dead horse. But I love this. I think about it all the time because when you start thinking, oh my God, I don't know my dot. I don't know if I'm going to narrow it down. I'm not even sure what it is. And I don't know if I can do this. Take a deep breath. Draw on a line and go, okay, I'm just in this progress. I'm right here. I got some dot work to do. Forget everything else. And just go to work on that. Right? Because, again, no matter where you are, if we're not climbing, we're sliding. If we're not growing, we're dying. You're always going to be on this trajectory, but you're here. And the cool part is by being a part of a group like this, by working on your mindset, that's the most important thing, by gaining the tools, all you're doing is chipping away at the pieces to get rid and close this gap. And when you look at it that way, Marilyn, doesn't it just make you go, oh, I just got a few more things to work on, right? I just got some more stuff. I got to fill the gap and search for those capabilities. So I wanted to share this because, Eric, come back over here. And a couple things I want you to write these down. Because listen, I can give you a time management and implementation tools, but if your mindset's all jacked up, really, does any of it work? Can we be honest? If you question yourself, you feel like an imposter, your self-doubt hits you, you failed before, you've wasted money before, we're never going to do it again. If you do all that stuff, it doesn't matter if I teach you the greatest strategies in the world, you're going to give up on you. So 3 things I want you to write down. Protect your mindset. Protect your mindset. Watch what you allow in. Watch the thoughts that accumulate in your mind. Protect your mindset. Number 2, if somebody wants to write these in the chat, that would be amazing. But more important, write them in your journal. Protect your mindset. Number 2 is protect your confidence. Protect your confidence. The news, friends, inner self-doubt, all those things chip away at your confidence, and they're cumulative. So you're like, I'm doing this, I'm going all in. You tell a friend, and she's like, oh, maybe you could do it. You know, that world's kind of moving kind of fast, and you got like 20 followers on Instagram. You're like, no, I can do it. But it stacks up a little. And then you go home and watch the news, and like the world's going to hell in a handbasket, and it stacks up a little more. So then you go to your like mom, dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, significant other, lover, partner, friend, and you tell them, and they're like, man, it's kind of hard these days. Not one of them is qualified to give you that information. You have more capabilities at your fingertips with Mastermind.com and Digital Product System, Project Next, KBB, World Summit. You have the blueprint to where the freaking treasure lives, and you're asking somebody who has no idea about this industry, but cumulatively you're letting it build up, and then one day you go, maybe this won't work for me. And the day you say that is the day the slippery slope back to who you are starts. And who you are is amazing, but you wouldn't be here if you didn't want more. Serve more, called to serve, impact more, right? So it doesn't mean that where you were sucks. It just means you know where you need to be going, right? The third one is protect your dreams. Protect your dreams. You know, Trent Sheldon said it, and it always sticks with me, but then Lisa Nichols, oh my God, if you were at the World Summit, did that girl just light it up or what? Oh my God. Lisa Nichols floors me every time I watch that girl. And they said basically the same thing. Protect your dreams and your goals, because when you tell other people your dreams and they look at you like, really? You're going to do that? Oh, isn't that cute? It's like, stop trying to convince other people to believe in your dreams. If you follow what Lisa Nichols and Trent Shelton both said, it's like, whether God, universe, but I believe in God, so I like the saying that when Trent said, why would you expect others to get your dreams when God gave it to you? Man, when Lisa said that, Trent said it, it's like so true. How many times have we tried to tell people and convince them that what we're doing is noble and the right thing and it's achievable and you're going to do great? God didn't give them that dream. They gave it to you. So stop trying to convince them. So we must protect our mindset, protect our confidence, and protect our dreams. And when we do those, that sets the foundation that sets the foundation of really getting stuff done. Because when people tell me I need a productivity tool, I need something to take action, usually when I talk to them, really, they need a mindset shift. They need to know what they should be working on. They need to get their thoughts in the right area. And remember, I'm not going to go through it again because it's in the course. I've done it too many times. Remember why you're doing this. If I said put in the chat right now, why do you want to impact more lives and create more success, more income? Why? Why do you want to do it? Just remember, and it's always deeper than you think. Whatever you share today, remember when you dig into your heart, you know it's more, right? You're called to serve. You want to donate more money. You want to retire someone in your life. You want to spend more time with children or grandchildren, spend more time on perfecting, healing your inside so you can be better for your partner, spouse, friends, lovers, all those pieces, right? There's a deeper reason why you're doing this than just to get rich. And I know that about each and every one of you. So when you think about protecting your mindset, your confidence, and your dreams, when you get an unstoppable mindset, having that core foundation to always go back to, and you know why you're doing it, that's when we dig into our heart. That's when we knock down brick walls. That's when nobody stands in our way. That's when someone says to you, "Oh, really? You're going to do that?" On the inside, you say, "Abso-freaking-lutely." Zero doubt, right? That's the certainty we need to make this real. Okay, number 2. Wow, I'm only on number 1, but that was the most important. Mindset, number 1. Okay, number 2, I'm going to go back to the whiteboard here, Mike. This is going to be fast and sloppy, but I'm going to share with you a visual that really impacted me a long time ago. When you want to go to another level, and a lot of you have seen me draw this before, somebody told this to me, I don't even know, well over a decade ago. What happens when we want another level? When you got capabilities from Project Next or capabilities from KBB or capabilities from the World Summit, you're like, I'm going. And you think, I need to get my dot dialed in. I need my marketing. I need sales. I need to dial in my page on mastermind.com. I need to build an audience. I need to build an audience. The list could go on, right? Right? And you could just take build an audience and go, oh man, should I be a TikToker? No, I think Instagram's for me. No, Facebook. No, Facebook, that's kind of getting worn out. I think it's LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is where the professionals are. Yeah, but that's kind of boring. I think I'll do YouTube, but wait, do I do long interactive videos? No, I should try the viral videos. No, if I'm doing viral videos, I'll go back to TikTok and I'll just dance quirky. I'll get my daughter to do it with, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't know where to start, what to do, screw it, I'm just going back to who I was, right? It's like we have to protect ourselves from that. And this was the advice I got. We talk about multitask. We do multitask. Women multitask way better than men. Just being honest with you, dudes. Like, women are way better at multitasking. But we still can't do more than one thing at a time. You can't think about 2 things at a time. Can you think about the Statue of Liberty and a grizzly bear at the same time? Like, try to do it. It's like grizzly bear, statue. Oh, no, you can't do them at the same time. But we'll try to think about 1,000 things at once for your next level of business. It's not the way it works. So the way I want to share this with you today, I'll make this really simple and to the point, is we have to decide what we're working on and just choose one. These silly little drawings here are garage doors, right? I know it sounds crazy, but someone told me this analogy, and behind each garage door is the thing you work on. So let's just say you want to dial in your dot, you want to narrow it down more. You should close all of those garage doors and work on your dot. Dedicate the time, discipline yourself, and just go deep on your dot. Find every part of Project Next. Find every training in mastermind.com. Go back to whatever it is you need to go deep on your dot. Your Wednesday training if you're in Project Next level, right? And all of these doors are closed because what happens is you're like, I want to work on my dot. Okay, let me dial it in. How do I, wait a minute, but then when I sell it, oh no, but then there's Instagram. Oh, maybe I should go to mastermind.com. Should I work on my headline at mastermind.com? Oh, I should do a cool thumbnail. I saw that thing Tanner did. I can go to this website and get a cool thumbnail. No, thumbnails, first I should lay out the course. It's too much. And then you just go back to what you were doing prior. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is write down all the things you need to work on, But close all these garage doors and schedule time for each of these. Schedule time to work on your page at mastermind.com. Schedule time to start setting up and building a following on a Facebook group or Instagram. Set up a time to go deeper on your dot and narrow in the niche, but do them separately. Go deep, not wide, right? What is self-education? It's specialized knowledge. We have to practice what we preach. Don't try to do it all at once. You'll get overwhelmed. You'll feel like you're getting hit with a fire hose. You won't do any of it, and then you'll just sit, and you know what you'll default? You'll default to working on the things that you're comfortable with working on. Who finds themselves sometimes when things get uncomfortable, like selling or building your page or marketing, you'll go, I'm going to go back and play with my logo. I'm going to go back and add another segment to the course. I see you, Samar, right? Let me add another module to the course, right? Because if that's comfortable for you. Or let me take a better picture. I like that picture of me, but I should have wore more like pastel colors and had a cooler background, right? Because your brain is uncomfortable with maybe working on your page, so you're putting it off. So you're opening all these garage doors at once, and you're really, okay, you ready for this? I'm sorry, I'm calling some of you out. You're busy, but are you effective? You're busy, but are you productive? Think about that. And that's why I'm doing what I did today. Keep all the garage doors. You got to work on all these, but one garage door at a time. Okay. The next one, I'm going to go through these pretty quick, I told you, is discipline. Now, I hate the word discipline, by the way. I didn't like discipline in school. Sorry if some of you like followed the rules. Not that I didn't follow the rules. I just didn't like discipline. The word discipline in my teens and my 20s would have been like the worst word in the entire world. When simultaneously I was the most disciplined person on the planet. I just didn't look at it through the right lens. Discipline is what we all need to be successful. Where I think what bugged me is when I felt I was being disciplined down a road that I didn't want to be. Maybe disciplined by a teacher to follow these certain guidelines where I didn't want to end up at the end of the road that they were sharing. Maybe the student next to me did, but I didn't, right? I guess I kind of like making my own rules. So for me, and maybe that doesn't affect anybody, but I've learned to love the word discipline because discipline allows me to get the success I want. It's discipline, I want you to hear this, that I work on my mindset every day. Every day. I would bet to say on average at the end of the year that it's at least 6 days a week that I listen to at least 15 minutes of some type of personal development, or I read something, or I think through it, or watch a training. I need to discipline myself with mindset tools and personal development so I could stay empowered, so I could sell myself to be that next level human being. That's discipline. I discipline myself to work on filling the gaps that I have. I discipline myself to work on open one garage door. But here's the cool part. That discipline has allowed me to do more, bigger, better, faster than most people I know. That sounded like I was patting myself on the back. It's not. It's just simple stuff. So let me share some of the disciplines that I think are really powerful. I won't go deep on them, but creating a not to-do list. That's a discipline to me. What are the things you should stop doing? They don't serve you. They don't serve God, the universe, your next level, who you want to become. They let you procrastinate, like maybe surfing on the internet too long or hanging out with negative friends or a million things, running back and forth, not being effective with your time, right? When you need to get something at the store, you run to 4 different stores and you waste 4 hours when if you were really effective, you could have done it in an hour and spent 3 hours working on this, right? So what should you stop doing or delegate or hand off to somebody else, right? Another discipline for me is I look at the things I'm working on and say, is this really a needle mover? Do I need to be working on this? Could I never work on it, or could I get someone else to do it? Because is this a needle mover? Am I working on the marketing? Am I working on the impact? Am I finalizing my course? Am I working on the things that should be up on mastermind.com? In fact, I would audit your actions. I know I share that a lot, but I'm going to share it again. Audit what you do. You're going to look at some of it and go, ugh, I got to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying, Anna, Lynn, Nashwa? We have to audit our actions to make sure they're real. Like, because we say sometimes we want this, but what we're doing keeps us here, right? And when they're out of balance, that's when you don't feel congruent with your life. I want another level. I want to impact. I want to serve. I want to share what I know. But simultaneously, I'm finding myself surfing online, comparing myself to others, binging out on Netflix, and doing things that don't serve me. So you want this, but you're kind of doing the things that won't allow you to have that. So it's a little bit of a discipline to say, just stop and do the things that really serve you. Don't work on gray areas. This is either moving me forward or it's not moving me forward. That's discipline to me. When I look at something, it's like, should I really spend the next hour working on this? Is it moving me towards the human that I am destined to become, or is it not? Right? When you get rid of that gray, you start making definitive decisions. Work on the needle movers. I took some notes. Schedule it, do it, and then do more of it. Schedule your day, schedule your week, schedule your month. Here's something, work on the hardest things first. I love that. I think I heard that from Tony 25 years ago. Work on the hardest things first. Because once you do, then it's like, I schedule Mondays and Tuesdays for calls and meetings with the teams, because truth is, I don't like meetings. I don't like going through spreadsheets and KPIs and SOPs and counting numbers, but I have to, or else I wouldn't be in business. So I just schedule them for Monday and Tuesday, and then I get to be in my creative space on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday. I want to share this. Could you bring up the slide, Scott? I wrote this in another training I did. Yeah, that does come from Jim Rohn, Barry. True story. Look at this. Stuff knowledge brokers do, or self-education industry, or you could put this, if you're not in that business, which I know the majority of you are, but you could put anything. But this is the stuff knowledge brokers do. We answer emails. We surf online looking for what others are doing. We browse social media and see if anything interesting is going on. We create specific to-do lists. We obsess on your name or your logo. We ask friends and family their opinions. We worry about what could go wrong. We obsess on thinking that we need to know everything before we launch, that we got to be perfect. We think if we build it, people will just come. We read things that feed us with self-doubt. We put off things that are uncomfortable until another day. And the list goes on of what we do. But what should we be doing? Stuff that actually matters. Identifying your first or next dot. Create and lay out the program. Build the course and set a date that it's going to go live. Let the world know through effective marketing. Deliver your training, and then do more of the above. Right? Penny, I see you shaking your head, right? Sometimes there's a lot of gray area that lives between those lines. Wouldn't you agree? And at the end of the week, you go, damn, I was so busy. But did you really work on the needle movers? That's the important part. That's the part we have to ask ourselves. That's the part we need to go deeper on. Listen, none of us are perfect at this. I work on this with myself all the time. But what I'm sharing with you, this is not stuff that is somebody else's journey. This is the stuff I get to do. Take what serves you, throw the rest away. If there's something I share today like that's stupid, that's okay. But I want to tell you, I've tried everything. I obsess on these strategies. I want to be more effective. Listen, I want to never stop. If you guys have noticed, I've been doing more training with you guys than I have in a decade. Do you guys see that? I'm with you on a weekly basis in so many ways. I want to show up and be here for you. But simultaneously, I want to be honest with you. I don't want to take that time away from my wife. I found the love of my life. We're 5 years in. I fall more in love every day. I love being a dad. I love my team. I love creating. I love innovating. I decided this weekend I'm going to write my next book right now. I'm going to start soon. I'm writing my next book. It's The World Needs It, right? I want to do all these things. I got 2 new companies I started with Tony. I'm investing in things. There's so many things I'm doing. So the only way that I can do those things and be here and be more present with you and not take it away from my children is I really need to know what I'm working on a regular basis and say some hard no's, right? I need to say no to so many things so I can say yes to you, yes to your success, yes to little Luca and Brianna and Brody. And my daughter just decided she wants to go really all the way in on pitching. Like she said, I want to crush high school and pitch all through high school. Well, I'm the only one that currently catches for it. It's a little scary because she's throwing really hard. So she's like, can you practice with me 3 days a week? I'm like, oof, yes. But I'm not going to say no to you, but I audit my time. And I'm figuring out every single month, like, what's got to go. Because I'm going to catch for my daughter. My son's got baseball practice 2 days a week with 2 games on the weekend. I'm not missing the practices or the baseball. It seems impossible, doesn't it? Like, do you ever think about it and be like, how the hell do you get all that done? And I know all of you are busy. I'm not bragging. I've just found a way to always audit my time, what to say no to discipline myself, to measure what matters and do what matters to me. Some of you could give 2 craps about some of the things I like, but that's okay. This is what makes my DNA. But you need to find your DNA, what's important to you, and start saying no. Start saying no. I don't care. Listen, I'm going to jump ahead on this one. I'm going to jump ahead. This was my number 6, but you don't have to number them. I'm just sharing them. But I'm going to jump ahead to my number 6 because I thought it fits. Being selfish is good. Now, not in all ways, of course, but being selfish in your time that allows you to provide yourself the things to reach your full potential is the place where you need to be selfish. Because we think giving amongst ourselves, if you're here, you're the person that probably helps lead your family. You're the person most people go to for advice. You're they say you want something done, ask the busiest person you know. You're probably the busiest person other people know, right? That's why you're here, right? So what happens is we feel not only certainty and significance, which is neither one is bad, but we've become the people who say yes to help other people. Yes to being super mom. Yes to being super dad, super wife, friend, lover, mother, daughter, whatever it is that you are. But let me ask you something. I'm going to tell you a quick story. A dear friend of mine, Ethan Willis, he's got 8 children, and he sold his company. He's an amazing dad. I learned so much from this guy. He sold his company about 8 years ago, 7 years ago, and said, I'm just going to be a full-time dad. And he did it for about 3 months, and he felt that he was losing his edge. He felt that he wasn't showing his kids an example of utilizing all the gifts that God gave him. And he felt like, I should do this. And all of a sudden, his wife, who's amazing, came to him and said, you know what? I love that you're helping me, and I love having you home. But God gave you different gifts than he gave me. God gave you different gifts than all of us. And if you want to set the greatest example for your children, I think you should go out and utilize those gifts and show them what's possible. He's still the most amazing dad on the planet. She's still an incredible wife. He went out and started 2 other companies, one of them with me, another company, and he's out there still being a great dad, still being a leader in his church, while simultaneously his kids look at him and go, damn, look what's possible. I want your children, your relatives, your friends, your spouse to see who you are meant to be. You're next level. You're an 8-cylinder engine, and a lot of us are running on 4 and 6 cylinders. Don't you want the world to know you at full potential, at 8 cylinders, running smooth, and see what's possible? To show your daughters, your friends, your family what's inevitable when you don't give up. So when I say being selfish is good, when you go back to what I said on the whiteboard and you schedule your time with discipline, we must schedule our time. Put it in our binder as if it was a doctor's appointment. When you schedule that time, it's time to say, mom, dad, wife, sister, whatever you are, needs this hour, needs this 3 hours so I can be the best version of me. Because let me just ask you something. When you know, can we get real for a second? Barry Baumgartner said this at the event. She goes, can I go level 5? I'm like, what the heck's level 5? She goes, can I talk to you as if you were a dear friend with no cushion? Can you be the wife, I say wife, husband, spouse, significant other, partner? Can you be the partner, the parent, the friend? Can you be the real best version of yourself when you know deep down you're stuffing your dreams aside for other people? Can you really be the best version of yourself? If you're stuffing your dreams down because your husband thinks you should be happy with what you're doing, are you really the best version of yourself? Or do you slowly build resentment? Do you slowly have envy of other people doing it? Let's be honest. Can we just say it? So when do you get the best version of you? When you become who God or the universe designed you to be, and for that we must be selfish with a certain amount of time. We must say, this is mom's time, this is my time, from 4 to 6, from 2 to 5, whatever the time is, this is your time, so schedule it, be selfish with it, because then you get to show them what's possible. And I think that's the greatest gift you could give your family and friends. So being selfish is good. Okay. Next, I won't even get numbers. Next is outcome journaling. So, outcome journaling. This is a journal I designed because I've been journaling like this for a long time. Some of you I know probably haven't. Who's got a Better Life journal? I see a few hands. This is my Better Life journal. So, in this journaling is, I want to tell you, it's one of my biggest unfair advantages. Is a planner is amazing, and we should plan our day. I'm not saying don't plan your day, not at all. But a planner is just planning activities. For me, the way I love to journal is I want a combination of what I have to get done. I want the opportunity when I'm feeling flow. I get out of the shower and have an idea about a course or a product or a book I'm writing. I want to have my journal there to write my notes. Today, I write my notes in here for today's training, and I keep them forever. I have a decade worth of journals. Literally, someday my family will probably go through it, or maybe not, but I hope they do. But I have a decade worth of journals, and in there is the idea for KBB, the idea to partner with Tony, the idea for Mastermind, the ideas for this training today, the ideas for the World Summit, the ideas of when I went through a divorce and I said I want to be a better version of myself. I journaled on what are the things where I could be a better man, be a better human, who I was, looking to attract, how could I be a better father, and I'd write, what books I'm writing. All of this cumulatively goes into my journal. And then what comes out of it is the ingredients for my next level. So I want to encourage you to not just plan your day, but how can you journal? And I don't mean journal in the traditional fashion. I don't go to bed at night and journal about my day. And some people do. I'd be lying if I said I did. But I write in my journal every single day about what I'm going to accomplish, what my thoughts are. Wait till you see our next evolution of mastermind.com. It is ridiculous of what we come up with. A lot of those start in my journal about ideas. Then I meet with my team and I fine-tune my ideas in my journal. But then there's something that's really important. About every 14 pages, I don't know if you can see this, about every 14 pages, I do this. And I want to explain that to you on the whiteboard today. I used to do this before I had my own journal. It's pretty cool that I get to have my own journal. But before I did, and before I used journals, I used to use a yellow pad, just like a professional yellow pad. The only thing with the yellow pad is the top pages always get all crinkled and then eventually roll up, and then you rip them off and throw it away, and you might have thrown something that you want to keep forever. But I want to show you something. I'm just going to emulate and replicate what I have in the journal here. So across the top, I have an X for needle movers. And then I have a check for most important. And this will just become, then what I used to do on a yellow pad is I would literally go like this. And I would draw 3 lines. And I would put today, this week, this month. And I want you to think about, and then I used to put a little box down here. In the journal I have it across the whole bottom, but I literally used to make a list down here, and I'd put not to do. Okay, and I'd write the things that I want to stop doing. So this was something I did on a weekly basis, and let me tell you why this works so well. In fact, I teach how to outcome journal. That's what I call this, outcome journaling, right? Rather than just planning your day. And what I do is, so today, I had the self-education revolution. I went live for 10 minutes, and I have this training, which is DIC and implementation, and then I have some meetings with the team. I have some creative meetings. I go down my list. Today, I literally am having a call on laying out the high-level pieces of my next book, right? Of my next book. I have a call with Tony Robbins tonight, right? So these are my things for today. There's not a million of them, right? Because there's a million things you do. But then there's things I got to get done this week. So this week, I'm going to anchor in, we have about 40 things that we came up with for the next evolution of mastermind.com. We're going to narrow that down to about 10 that we want to get done over the next 60 to 90 days, right? So this week we have a meeting to narrow that down, right? And I could just, the laundry list goes on. Some are tactical, some are things like planning, right? but some are innovation. Like I have scheduled time this week to just sit and think through my book, think through next level training, right? I have my Wednesday training for if you're in Project Next Level. There's so many things. The lists go on and on and on. And then I have things, I'm going to tell you about my secret little box that goes down here too. Then there's things I want to get done this month, right? And then there's these like big goals. And I write those in here. Things that like seem crazy, the next thing I'm creating, the next big thing, things I'm partnering with Tony, and all this cool stuff going on. So this might seem complicated, but for me, I get to journal, and like once a week, so say I'm writing in all these pages, and I'm doing just writing down my thoughts, writing down a meeting I have, writing down what I'm sharing with you today. All these things come in, and then once a week, I go over to this type of page, and I fill them all out. So then my vision, me being in flow, all the different things I did now gets clarified, and I need to do that today. I need to do that this week. I need to do it this month, or I need to do it someday. And these are the things I should stop doing. But here's why I believe this is so powerful. Not only does it mix kind of the left and right brain, the actual things I have to do, the to-do lists, the planning, with the innovation, right? But also, I want you to think of this as moving from right to left, right? Meaning, as things go, human nature is we get done with a busy day, and we're like, I don't think I got anything done today. Oh my God, I got nothing accomplished last month. And it's the biggest lie you've ever told yourself. You do way more than you tell yourself, right, Josie? Like literally, we get stuff done and then we're like, oh, I'm pathetic. I'm not getting crap done. Such a lie. And you're hurting yourself because you get a lot done. So what I love to look back, I see you, Julia, shaking your head, right? Like what I love about this is that I get to cross off. I went live at 10 o'clock. I did the inner circle and implementation for World Summit. Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to lay out in my next book. I mean, I had that meeting with Tony, and there's a lot going on today. But as I cross them out, I get to go, damn, you got a lot done today or this week. And then I take something from over here and it goes over to here. Or I take something from this month and it goes to this week and then it goes to today. And all of a sudden you have this migration of things that continue to get done. And I love going back in my journal. Like I was looking for my backpack. In my backpack right now, I literally have 4 of these journals. I have the last 3 that I filled up and my current one. Because sometimes I go, oh, hey, did you ever do something and you realize, man, I think I did this a month ago. I think I thought through this a month ago. You know what I do? I'm like, oh, I wonder, you know what? That was around my wife's birthday. And I go back and find my journal for that week and I look through and go, oh, I did already think through this. Okay, here's where I was. And I take that and then I put it in my new journal. I just refine it. Now, I know if you're younger, you might do things online. I love pen to paper. There's something about getting something out of your head onto a piece of paper and then be able to keep it forever. I'm not kidding. You know what I'll do next time I go live? If I'm at home doing a self-education training, I'll show you the stacks of my journals that I get to go through. And sometimes I'll literally go back a year and go, wow, I was thinking that same thing a year ago. Or, oh, damn, I've grown a lot since then, right? But it allows you to have this creativity and flow. The reason I'm sharing this with you, if you have my journal, great. If you use another journal, great. If you have a piece of paper, I would love for you to try this for a couple weeks. And the cool thing is I always would write down, what are my big goals? Partnering with Tony on mastermind.com, KBB, and Project Next Level, it was something that was on this list for 3 years prior to us doing it. 3 years. And I just knew it wasn't time yet because we were both busy. But it was here. And it was make self-education the new norm with Tony. That's what I wrote month after month for years until it came to fruition, right? There's a lot of things like that we've created. World Summit was my goal to have an event with 15,000 people. I remember writing that down, 15,000 people from around the world at World Summit. It lived here for years. And we got there. So now I got bigger goals. We better do 20,000 next year, right? But it lived here. And then, just by having this here, I got to tell you, most weeks I don't write anything in here anymore because I'm pretty obsessive about it. I literally only work on the things that really mean something to me. But every once in a while, I'm like, wait a minute. I've been doing this for years. I don't think I want to do it anymore. I think I'd rather go to baseball, or I'd rather do this, or I'd rather not hang out with that person anymore. Every time I'm with them, I feel shitty about myself. I'm done. And all of a sudden, that goes on here. And that's how I whittle down what I shouldn't be working on, simultaneously stare at my big goals, get my daily list done, and I migrate this way. You guys see the power of this? This is not something I learned. This is, there's a lot of things I've learned from Tony and so many incredible teachers. This outcome journaling is my gig. I've been doing it for at least 30 years. And it all started on a yellow pad. So, okay, next, I want to just go briefly on crushing overwhelm. Like, how do we crush overwhelm, right? Overwhelm, stress, too much to do, right? It all goes together. But these are just high level, but I want you to think about them. Number one, a clear outcome weekly, right? These is just kind of bringing things together. So if you guys want to write that down, have a clear outcome of your week. Not what you're, hear me on this one. Not just what you're going to do. What is the outcome? Right? What is the outcome? This week, the outcome of this week is I need to dial in my website, my offer page on mastermind.com. That's the outcome. Not just I need to do the page. The outcome is when I quit on Friday at 5 o'clock, I'm going to go mastermind.com dialed. It's up, right? Or whatever it is, right? So clear on your outcome. Number two, this is one that we all mess up on. You guys ready for number two? Create deadlines for yourself. You think that's stressful? Ahad, I hope I said your name right. I saw you shaking your head, right? We think, let me just ask you something. Who works better under pressure? I know I do. When I have a deadline, I get shit done, right? But what if, I want to ask you a question. What if that's how entrepreneurs work? What if we only work when there's the pressure of the deadline? I know that's my gig. I get things done when I have to. When I don't, then I work on the stuff that I feel is more important, right? So when we think about a deadline, immediately we think about it's stressful to have a deadline. It's stressful not to have a deadline when you keep kicking the can on your next level down. Oh, when I get time. Oh, when the kids go off to school. Oh, when my husband supports me. Oh. And then you turn a year later and you're like, God damn it. I've been a part of Project Next Level for a year. I've watched all this success and I still haven't done this one thing. It's because you didn't give yourself a deadline. It's way more stressful to want and not achieve than it is to set a deadline and get it done. So set deadlines. Number three. Plan your weeks. Clear on the outcome, but you have to plan your week. That's why I shared this little thing about journaling, right? Plan your week. Write down, and not only plan your week, make sure that you incorporate needle movers in your week. Not just the things you're comfortable with, not just your to-do list. Take at least one uncomfortable action a week towards your next level. Number four is kind of anchoring in what I shared with you guys, right? Number four is shut down your distractions. If you're going to say, I'm going to be selfish, I'm working for an hour on Tuesday, 2 hours on Tuesday, the kids got to go outside or play with somebody else or do whoever's in your life, this is my 2 hours. When you do that 2 hours, don't have your Instagram open or your Facebook or answering texts. Like when you're in flow, you get more done in 2 hours than many people can get done in 8. But it's got to be a concentrated 2 hours. Don't dabble for 8. Go deep for 2. Make sense? Don't write that down. Don't dabble for 8. Go deep for 2. Number 3 was plan your week. Number 4, shut down distractions. Number 5, give yourself blue ribbons and rewards. You know, did you ever hear the Napoleon quote? That his life changed the day he realized someone would die for a blue ribbon. We never give ourselves blue ribbons. You guys have come so far. You've already taken uncomfortable action. You're a part of this. You went to the live event. You got Project Next. You're a part of Mastermind. You took uncomfortable action already. You guys should be celebrating that you broke out of the mold, that you didn't listen to your inner self-doubt, that you didn't listen to the inner villain, that you didn't listen to the imposter syndrome version of you that lives inside of you. But when's the last time you looked in the mirror and said, we're doing good. We're moving forward. A little slower than we'd like, but we're moving forward. I doubt you have. But I guarantee you've looked in the mirror, Megan and Yulia and Penny, and thought to yourself, and Sherry, why aren't we doing more? Why aren't we ahead? Why didn't we launch yet? Why aren't we selling yet? God, you're so pathetic. We all do that to ourselves. BS. It's time to flip that. Turn around and look at what you've accomplished to be here today. You're on this call. You could be doing a million other things. Right? It's time to recognize and give yourself a little blue ribbon. Pour yourself a glass of Chardonnay. Go get a massage. Take a walk. Look up. Pray to God. Say thank you. I don't know what it is to celebrate, but celebrate something. Give yourself a little drawing. Give yourself a blue ribbon. Nobody else needs to know, but you do. You juggle being a partner, maybe a mom, a grandparent, a friend, a relative, a supporting person in someone else's life while you're juggling something that currently pays the bills, while you're transitioning into being in the self-education industry. You're learning more. You're going through modules. You're watching all this, and at the end of the week, you kick your own ass for doing nothing. Come on. Stop it. Today, this moment, I'm proud of you. Be proud of yourself. Give yourself a little blue ribbon. Give yourself a little congratulatory pat on the back. Reward yourself because you're making progress. And together we can do anything. We got that? Can we agree on that one? That one might be one of the most important things I shared today. Okay. All right. I'm almost on time here. You guys good for another 10 minutes? You guys good if we go another 10? All right. Then, this one I could do really quick. When I said schedule your week, I'd love for you to do a 90-day sprint. Write it down, 90-day sprint. And it's really simple. Really simple. What are you going to do in the next 24 hours to create momentum in your business, the business you're starting? It doesn't matter where you are on that timeline. I did the timeline when we first started. So all those lines, I don't care which one you're at. Some of you are saying, I want to go from 5 sales to 20 sales a month. Great. Some of you are saying, I got to get my mindset anchored in because every time I listen to Dean, I feel good, but then I drift right back into having self-doubt. Doesn't matter where you are. It matters where we're going. So what are you going to do in the next 24 hours to keep the momentum moving forward? Then what are you going to do in the next 7 days? Right? You have to write you can just write down the numbers and come back and do this exercise. But next 24 hours, next 7 days, next 30 days, next 60 days, and next 90 days. I would do a 24-hour, a 7-day, a 30-day, a 60-day, and a 90-day plan of what are the outcomes. What are you going to accomplish? Next 24 hours, I am dedicating the time. I'm going into my journal, and I am going to dedicate times Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I am absolutely working on this. That's all I need to do. That's 24 hours. What am I going to do in the next 7 days? I'm going to dial in my dot, and I'm going to start laying out my modules. Okay, what are you going to do in the next 30 days? I'm going to record it. I'm going to film it. The next 60 days, I'm going to be up on mastermind.com. Next 90 days, I'm going to start building my Facebook group. I don't know what it is, but take the uncomfortable action to commit yourself to these, put a deadline, and let's do the work and make this happen. Here's the thing. I want to be here for you, and I'm going to be here for you. I'm spending more time with these groups than any time in my life, but I still can't do it all for you. You need to take uncomfortable action. You need to know that there's nobody coming to save us. No one coming to save you. No one coming to do it for you. Doesn't matter if you're liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, in the middle, the right, the left, super religious, super Christian, super spiritual. Don't believe it all. It doesn't matter where you are on all the spectrums. There is nobody coming into our home and saying, I know it's been a little shaky, but I got this. Don't worry about it. It's on us. And how liberating is it when we know it's on us? Even if you have disabilities, even if you're looked at, like anything that you have that you feel is a negative, it doesn't matter. Anything you feel it's a positive, it doesn't matter. We're still the ones that make the decisions, and we're the ones that move the needle because no one's doing it for us. We want to change the world, we decide we're going to change it. We want to change the economy in our home, we have to decide. We want to change the amount of time we spend with family, or live into our true purpose, or be the woman or God or man God designed us to be. No one else is doing it for us. But what we can do is what you're doing. Gain capabilities from people who've already been there. Be a part of a group bigger than yourself. You already got the capabilities. You're already a part of a group bigger than yourself. You're already got the support of this amazing family. You could come in here and say anything you want and this group will support you. You have all the ingredients. So what's left? You. You have to decide that I'm going all in. And what I would say is when you do your 24/7, 30, 60, and 90-day breakdown, what you should do is add 2 things. I would love for you to add, so let's just say you did 24/7, 30, 90, and you make a list of these things. Underneath, I would say, how will it feel when you accomplish it? How will it feel when you accomplish what you put your mind to? On a scale of 1 to 10, how does it feel when you accomplish something you put your mind to? I see you guys mouthing a 10, right? It's a 10, holding up your hands. It's a 10, right? Okay, but then I want you to do one more thing. After you say, how will I feel? I'll feel confident, I'll feel courageous, I'll feel fulfilled, I'll feel I can do anything, right? You write down how you'll feel. But underneath that, I want you to write down how it'll feel if you don't. How's that one? Look, I see everybody like, oh, that uncomfortable smile, like, Let yourself feel that way. Because you don't want to go another month, another 2 months just talking about it. I mean, I love spending time with you, but you got to get sick of just hearing me and not actually put it into play, right? Right, Brian? It's like, you know, you're cool, Dean, but I really just want to sell some courses, impact some lives, make more money. Come on, I want to take my coaching business to another level. Let's do this shit together. Come on, let's do it. Okay? So how will you feel once you accomplish it? How will you feel if you don't? Because some of you are, it's way more, some of you are more excited by where you could go. Some of you are more, you will be disturbed with where you could stay, right? So whatever one fires you up, why not just do both of them? Okay, so how you guys feeling about this? You guys ready to take some action? And the cool part is you guys will have the recording of this. It's great that we have, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 people with us live today. Thank you for joining me live. And we have, all the rest of you will watch the replay. So cool. I know everybody's busy, but I'm glad we have so many people on here live today. Your comments are amazing. And I wanted to make sure that I gave you the opportunity to protect your mindset, because I said earlier, we have to protect our mindset, we have to protect our confidence, and we have to protect our dreams, right? And that all falls back on protecting what goes on in here, right? You know, and I say this, and I wish I knew this earlier in life, the thing that will derail you faster than if I can dial in my dot or if I can make my marketing work is if you believe you can or believe you can't, right? If you believe you can, this will never work. If limiting beliefs come in that already cost you too much, listen, we already have stories and limiting beliefs that cost you too much in your life, and we don't want them to cost you more, right? So how do we stay engaged? How do we not let old habits go? And that's when we must obsess on our mindset. So I want to do something really special for you guys today. I love the fact so many of you got enrolled in Project Next Level. Love it. Love that you're a part of my inner circle. Love it. Get to work with you every single month like this. This is a family. We have Project Next Level members. We have Self-Education Revolution, where every single Monday I'm in there. I'll never quit on that. Doesn't matter how busy I'm at. We have so many cool things. We have surprises. We're always doing cool things. But there's one thing, so many people who didn't enroll and did enroll in Project Next Level. A lot of people, especially at the World Summit, said, how do I keep this momentum alive? Who wants to keep this energy alive? Who wants to keep this momentum, this mindset? So here's what I did. I did something really special for you guys. About 10% of you already have it, so you don't have to do anything. Do you guys, who knows about my course, the Accelerated Success Formula? You guys, raise your hand if you're a part of that. Put in the chat what you think of the Accelerated Success Formula. That's a course I did in the last 12 months. And it's something my team has been asking me to do for about 4 years now. And I created what I believe is my greatest success personal development course of my life. I took the last 30 years and deconstructed it. You know what I taught you today in an hour? Imagine having a 7-module course that you can always go back to. But I want to do something really special so you keep this momentum alive. So let me tell you what I did here. And we can pull this up. Pull up the slide. I created the Accelerated Success Formula. This is all done in the last year. This is my, I think this is my signature course on personal development, not like Project Next. This is the success strategies and habits that I've used to become successful. This is the course I want my kids to like look at when I'm gone someday and go, wow, this is how my dad did it. And I'm really proud of it. And I want to share it with you today because I created something and it's only for those of you that we created something for you guys here today. Those of you who went to the World Summit or are a part of the World Inner Circle. So it's the Accelerated Success Formula. It's really 3 big buckets. How do you have an unstoppable mindset, foundation for success? The 7-step shifting world roadmap. The world is shifting. If we're not getting to where the puck is going, to where the world is going, we could be left behind. So went really deep on that. Then it's, if you liked what we did today, action and implementation. And then finally, how do you create success, right? And I'm not going to go through all these modules, but it's 7 powerful modules. The shifting world roadmap, recognizing the inner villain, the power of your story, killing the inner villain, unleashing your inner hero, overcoming everything, happiness habits, but it's way deeper than that. So let me share what we have. Let me go back to this. Okay, so that's everything in the main course that we create. I'm going to go through this fast. You guys know if this is something you want. I'll show you what we did just for you guys today. If not, zero worries. You got me on a weekly basis. But if you want the foundation, if you want to be able to, like what I shared today, but an intensive 7-module course that you can go back to anytime, that's why I wanted to give you guys this opportunity today. Also, these are bonuses we added. I did a training on productivity and defeating procrastination. It's one of my... I love this training. I went really deep on it. So we've included that training, so you get immediate access to that. The art of persuasion. You guys know I love talking about selling because selling is service. We get to impact lives. It's a really cool training. I know you guys have it. If you're in Project Next, you have deep training. It's just a little different. It was so subtly different that I want to include it in here. The 8 things that will shift your life in business. If you remember last year, we did a training where I had Anthony Trucks and so many incredible people. It was the Power to Pivot training of last year. It was so powerful, and everybody loves it. It was like 7 different speakers. We included that as a bonus. And then my outcome journaling. What I shared to you today in like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, I have a whole 20-minute video on how to journal effectively. Whether you have my journal or not, it is absolutely, it's one of my competitive advantages, my unfair advantage. I can get more done because of the way I journal. So then we realized if you guys decide to get Accelerated Success Formula today, we're going to send you one of my journals. I know so many of you have it. We have 4 different colors. We'll pick a color and send you one. The Better Life Journal. Also, we're going to include today, and if you have it, give it to someone else, Millionaire Success Habits. This book just goes along so well with this success training that we'll send you the hardcover of both of those. So this is what we created today. All of that stuff and this course, this product, all of it sells for $497. But for you guys, I think we're going to keep this up for like 3 days max, maybe 2 days max. If you guys want to get enrolled, you go to ASF. Write this down so you don't miss it. ASFcourse.com. ASFcourse.com. If you could put it in the chat as well. You guys can get it all for $297. The Accelerated Success Formula. Listen, you know, when it comes to selling, I love offering things that I know can impact your life. This course is unbelievable. I went all in on this. When you see it, there's a couple things. First of all, you're going to love it, and you'll have this reference to always go back to it. We laid it out in a really kick-ass way, but also I really think it'll help you model a course that if you're going to build something similar, you'll see how we laid this out really simple and effectively and how easy it is to go back. So really excited about this, and we priced it really amazing today for you guys. You guys asked, how do I keep the momentum alive? Of course, I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm putting more time in than ever before. But if you want this foundational piece, we had so many people ask, I didn't do Project Next Level. How do I keep this momentum? This is it. And we thought about a lot today. What could we offer to keep the momentum alive? This is the package we put together. And we did something we've never done. We even broke that up into a 4-pay. I asked the team, I'm like, let's make it so everybody, if they want this, so you can get a 4-pay. It's at the site. Of course, it's money back guarantee. And yeah, that's it. ASFcourse.com. Write it down. And here's the deal. We'd love for you to go get it right now because you have all that. But know that the way the team has it, and this is the stuff you should model, right? What do I always say? You should be learning from what we do, but also you should be modeling what we do. If this price will go back up and some of the bonuses will go away. But if we just left this up and didn't say anything, you'd go, oh, I'll go get it tomorrow, maybe next week, or maybe when I feel like my mindset's off, I'll go get it, right? This is the urgency. This is the part we teach of like, hey, if you like what I teach, if you want my best personal development course ever, go get it now. Extra bonuses, the journal, the book, the price and all that stuff, and we did something special for you. So, oh, thanks. They got a little lower third there. Guys, thank you for spending this time with me today. Please, please, please go back and watch this again. We went over let me go over a couple of points, right? We started with who succeeds? Those willing to do what other people won't. I went to the whiteboard and showed you the journey of our lives, right? You're someplace on that 45-degree angle, and it's okay, you have a gap. These are gap fillers. ASF, if your mindset goes back sometimes to, I'm not good enough, I feel like an imposter, this is not going to work out, then you need something to fill that gap. ASF might be that gap. Or watch a different video every day. Or get an accountability partner. Whatever it takes, we need to chip away at filling the gap. Talked about our beliefs. We talked about protecting your mindset, protect your confidence, protect your dreams and your goals. I did the garage doors, one garage door open at a time, right? Get it all done, but one piece at a time. Remember, go deep, not wide. 8 hours of being distracted is nothing like 2 hours of concentrated work, right? We talked about discipline. What should you stop doing? How do you schedule the time? It's either a yes or a no. Audit your actions. There's no gray. Work on the hardest things first. Say yes to you, right? We talked about being selfish is good. Schedule the time so your family can see the best version of you. We talked about outcome journaling, right? How do you decide what you're doing today, this week, this month? And how do you, the one thing I forgot is the checks and the like, I always would put an X or a check next to the most important things. Like that must get done, right? So, but you'll learn that in outcome journaling. Then we talked about crushing overwhelm with clear on your outcome weekly goals, create deadlines, plan your week, shut down distractions, blue ribbons and rewards for yourself because you beat yourself up so much and forget to say nice job. Do the 90-day sprint, 24 hours, 7, 30, 60, 90 days. How's it going to feel to accomplish it? How's it going to feel if you don't accomplish it? These are just my hacks. These are the strategies I use to make the impact that I crave to make, and I hope this really hit home today. Remember, this is not the end. I love when Tony says it. This is the beginning. And if you want to grab ASF, asfcourse.com. I'd love for you to get that course. And then we're together next month. Tell me all about it. Tell me your favorite parts. I appreciate you guys so much. Have an awesome, awesome week. See you next time.
Don't change. Thinking about the days we were young, we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were young, we were younger. Nothing really mattered. I could always count on you. You touch me with nothing, so let me get back to you.
So handsome, oh you have your way, and it's making me weaken. You and your stylus, walking like that. It's really getting too much, but I can't pull back. Though I try to resist, I can't fight this. And no one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. How I try to sleep, but you're deep in my mind. Got a hold of me. When I'm awake, I'm all blind. You and your magic, like infinite power. God knows I tried to resist, but you're pulling me closer. Oh, I gotta stay away, but you won't let me. No one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, and no one